Good evening, and thank you for tuning in to Ashland Two-Night News. Today is Thursday, April 23rd, and today is our last TV2 newscast of the year. Here's a look at today's top stories.
Changes are still in the works for Ashland's campus. Stay tuned to hear what you can expect when returning to school this fall. TV2 has the exclusive coverage.
And Congressman Bo Cherry made stops in Ashland and Mansfield during his Easter break. Stay tuned to hear the details of what he plans to help out our area. I'm Laura Roberts.
And I'm Molly Fradiani. It's all coming up next, only on Ashland Two-Night News. Stay tuned.
Thanks for joining us. The semester is quickly coming to a close with only 1 week left until final exams. And with that comes many all-nighters for AU students. In order to better serve students' needs, the library will now be opening extended hours. Beginning on Sunday of this week and ending tonight, the library will be open until 2 a.m. The extended hours will pick up again this Sunday and will be open every night until Thursday, May 3rd until 2 a.m. On May 3rd through May 6th, the library will also be opening until 2 during final exam week. However, library services, their IRC, and printing from the IRC will not be available during these extended hours.
The Ashland campus is buzzing with excitement after Tuesday's Greek Week lip sync competition. TV2's Danny Mackin has the story.
The annual Greek Week lip sync came to Ashland on Tuesday, and as always, it was a huge success.
Everyone came out and represented their chapters really well. It was really exciting because this week can be very stressful for all the chapters. And I just think everyone came out and did an amazing job. It was so much fun to just watch and hang out.
Lip sync is always a fun event. Lip sync when all the fraternities and sororities get together and put on a show of sorts, a variety show of sorts. And so they spend all semester getting ready, some of the chapters do. And so this is kind of the culmination, apart from Greek honors, for their Greek Week.
Each fraternity and sorority works hard to put on the best show possible, and the amount of time invested in preparation for the event is truly remarkable.
It's definitely chapter by chapter. I would say some of the fraternities maybe a couple times a week for these past couple weeks to get ready. Some of the sororities, it's possible they've been planning at least since Christmas break.
Annually, the lip sync is one of Ashland's largest events, and this year was no exception. An estimated 600 people packed into Redwood Hall to enjoy the final competition of another successful Greek Week.
The week's been really fun. I especially like that all the chapters have been cheering each other on. So, Greek Week can bring out the best and the worst in people, but I think this year it definitely brought out the best.
Though the various competitions are important, the main theme behind Greek Week is to unify the Greek community as a whole. Across the country, Greek communities on college campuses join together to honor Greek life.
Greek Week is an event that most campuses put on. A lot of campuses use it as a celebration of Greek unity, a celebration of Greek pride, and I think Ashland also does that as well through its Greek Week.
Another successful Greek Week has come and passed, and people are already talking about ideas for next year. Whatever they decide to do, it's sure to be a success. Reporting for Ashland TV2, I'm Danny Mackin.
The winners of the lip sync competition were announced last night at the Greek Honors Banquet, with Alpha Delta Pi coming in first place for the sororities and Phi Delta Theta coming in first for the fraternities.
When students return to Ashland next fall, they might notice that some of the dorms got a facelift over the summer. TV2 reporter Emily Tibbetts has the story.
Trustees approved $1.4 million to paint and carpet many of the residence halls, as well as air condition the senior house.
Over the summer, Jacobs Hall, Clayton Hall, the 6th floor of Amstutz, and the houses in Fraternity Circle are getting a new coat of paint and new carpet on the floor. The senior house will get individual air conditioning for every room. The university recognized that there was a discrepancy between the dorms, which is why they decided to make this update.
Feel like there's a serious discrepancy, especially when freshmen come in because they're placed in dorms all over campus. And so where I had a really great freshman year in Clark, I know that people probably also had bad experiences in dorms like Amstutz.
Students see that there are problems in some of the dorms.
I think they need to be redone. I think they're getting outdated, and that the furniture ought to be replaced, especially in like Amstutz. I know they redid like 2 floors, but there's still a lot of other floors that need to be redone. Also,
Amstutz was probably my worst living experience on campus.
The university has listened to these student concerns and plans to address more dorms in the future.
We will still have to do the rest of Amstutz Hall at some point, as well as Clark and Myers Halls.
I think it is a wise allocation of funds because in order to bring students here, you want to have living conditions that are competitive with other universities, because you do spend a significant amount of time in your room. And if we could make dorms more study friendly, and also just nicer living conditions, I think that would do a lot to bring students in the door. And
As mentioned earlier, the project will start this summer, but it will be a few years until all of the dorms have been redone. Reporting for TV2, I'm Emily Tibbetts.
This fall, IT will also be removing the laptop rental system from the Student Center. But what does this mean for AU students? Take a look as I went out to bring you the story. I tried to be stupid and I messed up.
Away from the laptops and putting more fixed stations throughout the student center.
Currently in the Student Center, students can check out laptops from either the bookstore, safety services, or a student-run laptop cart.
We're at a point right now where the laptops in there are 4 years old. They're starting to fail. There's 17 laptops over there, and at any given time, there's not 17 available. There's 2 or 3 in IT for repair.
Next year, instead of using 4-year-old laptops like this and renting them out to students, they will be inputting more brand new desktops like the ones seen here.
I think it's a pretty good idea. I think most people come to college with laptops, so I mean, to have laptop rentals while people already have laptops sounds kind of pointless.
The majority of students using the computers in the Student Center are using them on the go to check email, Facebook, or other websites.
I think it's a good idea for just checking your email or Facebook without running a laptop.
I would say that the majority of the use that we see over there is student touch points.
Students brought about this change by voicing their concerns to IT.
We've done the IT customer satisfaction survey recently, and laptops in Hawkins, there were many complaints about the laptops in Hawkins, and we also had quite a few comments, get rid of the laptops, put more fixed stations up. So there are some student comments from that. And then, we as administrators take that for action.
The new desktops will be placed in lots of different locations in the Student Center, most likely including the Eagle's Nest, the Eagle's Landing, Fireplace Lounge, the Quiet Lounge, and the Footbridge Lounge. The only question left to ask is how will students feel about the change for this coming fall?
I have my own laptop, so I obviously don't use the laptop rentals. Like if I want to go over to the Student Center, I bring my own laptop with me.
Because I have not used the laptop rentals before, I don't think it's really going to affect me in any way. I usually just use the Patterson computers that are already there or my own laptop in my room.
Reporting for TV2, I'm Molly Fradiani.
Up next, a congressman made stops in our area. Find out what he had to say that could help boost the local economy. And a group of students and community members are making plans to travel to Spain this summer. Stay tuned to find out what they have to offer. It's all coming up next, only on Ashland 2 Night News.
easy to tell if you've had way too many. But what if you've had just one too many? Buzz driving is drunk driving.
I am writing this here because I don't know who to talk to. Every day I watch other girls pick on the new girl at school. They make fun of her, call her names, and sometimes they even hit her. I feel bad for her, but what can I do? I can't tell anyone because if I told, I might get picked on. I wish they would just stop teasing her.
Bullies come in all shapes and sizes. Find out how you can help. Make time to listen. Take time to talk about bullying.
I joined the National Guard and never thought I'd be saving lives.
I never thought I'd have such an impact on my community.
It's more than money for college. It's built my character and given me a sense of accomplishment.
Citizen soldiers have two missions. One is right here at home during emergencies.
The Guard opened the door for me. Now I'm on a career path, and I'm the leader of my team. When your country calls, you go, proudly.
I put on the uniform, and I have a whole new outlook on life. Country, community, family. That's what matters most to me. If that matters to you, go to 1-800-GO-GUARD.com.
Thanks to a campus organization called PAPOW, Ashland University students learned life lessons from a successful fitness model. TV2's Abby Cassandi has more.
Amber Elizabeth is a former AU student and track star. The model has been photographed in a total of 12 fitness and wellness magazines so far, but couldn't wait to return to AU.
Coming back to Ashland, I'd have to say looking back on this entire year is probably one of my major highlights, just because when I come back here, it just reminds me of getting back to my roots.
Amber was excited to hear about PAPOW and is very supportive of what the club is doing for AU students.
When I first heard of PAPOW from Ashley, I just thought what an incredible idea it was to take the lifestyle of a typical college student and to counteract it with something that was geared toward fitness and wellness and everybody doing it together.
PAPOW stands for Peers Promoting Organized Wellness, and they really do stand by their name. PAPOW has organized many events throughout the school year, including a scavenger hunt, beer goggle Olympics, a Halloween dance, and Spring Break Awareness Week. But PAPOW's biggest event this year was bringing in Amber Elizabeth. The celebrity guest hosted a question and answer session along with an informative speech about having an active life and being true to yourself. To finish the evening, the model signed autographs and handed out free samples. Having Amber Elizabeth come to campus drew attention to PAPOW and reaffirmed people's positive opinions of the organization.
I think it's an organization for students to come if they want information or literature on alcohol awareness, wellness topics, nutrition, fitness.
PAPOW hopes that by bringing in Amber Elizabeth, their organization will reach more students at AU.
The goal of PAPOW's has been to do a wellness series, and we thought we would test this with Amber Elizabeth, and we think it went really, really well. And so hopefully in the future you'll see a few more wellness spotlights where you have people come in or speakers come in that speak on various things in regards to nutrition, fitness, exercise, and personal wellness.
Reporting for Ashland 2 Night News, I'm Abby Cassandi.
Summer is quickly approaching, and many AU students are packing up to go home. However, for some, they are packing their suitcases to fly across the world to do more than sightsee. TV2's Molly Weisgarber has the story.
The Alabaster Dance Team hosted an evening of worship Wednesday to raise money for their mission trip to Spain this summer. The Spain team uses dance as a tool to worship and proclaim the gospel. The team performed a few of their routines they will be sharing with the people of Spain.
Not really seen stuff like this before. It's kind of like a little bit, but not really. It was a cool experience. It's cool to see people expand in the way that they worship God and able to use different abilities and talents that God has in order to bring glory to his name. So
The audience was exposed to a variety of lyrical solos, duets, and professional choreographed dances.
It's really awesome to see all the different types of dance. The professional dancers were really, really cool, something I hadn't seen before. And it was really neat to see people at AU that I knew up there dancing as well.
A small worship band played live music for some of the performances. At the end of the program, the audience had the opportunity to worship in song and donate money to the Spain team.
Each member of the Five Stones Alabaster Spain team must raise $2,200 to participate in this trip.
Decided to call it tax relief because it's on tax day. So you can relieve yourself, relax after handing in your taxes, and if you want a tax write-off, you could give us some money.
A dessert reception was held after the program to thank those who had attended and supported the team.
I thought it was an awesome program, just a lot of worship and really cool things going on.
The team was excited about the success of tax relief, but must now prepare for their final fundraiser.
One of the other fundraisers that we're doing is a dance workshop on April 18th, and that will be at Park Street's Church.
The team will be gone for 1 week, leaving June 14th and returning on the 21st. Reporting for TV2, I'm Molly Weisgarber.
The 16th U.S. District Congressman, John Boccieri, has been very busy during his first 100 days in office. The 16th District includes Wayne, Stark, and southern portions of Medina and Ashland counties. Boccieri has been holding several public meetings in his district with his Congress on Your Corner tour of his Easter recess. He stopped by WMFD for an exclusive interview with news director Larry Stein. During the interview, he discussed his time in office, including his assistance in hiring of employees in Ashland, national stimulus packages, and his days of training as a major in the United States Air Force Reserve. During his time home, he also visited Massillon and met with nurses, Ashland, and talked with constituents at a local grocery store, and in Canton was a keynote speaker at the 10th anniversary community breakfast for Project Rebuild.
How has President Obama assisted the Ashland Police Department? Well, indirectly, of course. City Council announced this week that Ashland will be applying for a 3-year, $800,000 grant through the Cops Hiring Recovery Program. This program was made available through President Obama's $787 billion American Recovery and Reinvestment Act. If the city receives the funding, the police department will use the grant to create 1 new position and retain 3 officers over a 3-year period. This weekend, Ashland University will be celebrating Springfest, and rumor has it temperatures will feel like summer is on its way. Stay tuned to see if the rumors are true with weather updates from our very own Leland the Weatherman Gottlieb. Ashland 2 Night News will be right back.
As parents, we do whatever is necessary to ensure the health of our children. Sadly, most parents don't realize that their child's first eye exam with an eye doctor should be between the age of 6 and 12 months. I urge you to take your baby to an optometrist for a comprehensive eye assessment. It can literally change your child's vision of the future.
Infancy optometrists offer a no-charge eye assessment for infants 12 months old or younger. Call today to find an optometrist near you.
Parents, there's something you can do to protect your kids from drugs and alcohol. Combine ground beef with egg, tomato sauce, breadcrumbs, and spices. Bake in an oven-safe pan at 350 for 50 minutes. Serve hot.
This is Jamie Lee Curtis. Children who eat dinner with their families are less likely to smoke, drink, or use drugs. So, have dinner together every day.
Delicious.
A message from CASA, the National Center on Addiction and Substance Abuse at Columbia University.
It takes a lot to know what is love.
All right, don't hold back now. Give me all you got.
And there is never a day.
Maybe baseball is your game. Okay, pal. Put it in right here.
You were always there for me.
How about golf? Okay, choke down a little bit.
Guiding me,
right?
always to succeed. Wanna thank you for that time, and I'm proud to say you're mine. You showed me everything that I should know. You showed me just how to walk without your hands.
appreciation. Pass it on. A message from the Foundation for a Better Life.
You ask. Dad? Dad? Will you please play ball with us?
No, not right now, son. I gotta finish painting. I put it off way too long already.
Come on.
Life's magic moments are waiting if you'll only try.
Son, let me show you how to swing that bat. Put that off too long, too.
To show them that you care with the time you take to share. So don't ever let the magic pass you by.
It's often life's small moments that bring the greatest memories. Don't let the magic pass you by.
Don't let the magic pass you by.
From the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Welcome back to Ashland Tonight News. I am Leland, the weatherman Gottlieb, bringing you, yes, Ashland's weather. Well, it's been quite a cloudy week, and I've been under the weather. It looks like the clouds are going to get out of here, but I'm still going to be sick. Let's take a look at the maps and see what's going on. We have a high-pressure system, which is starting to dominate our weather once again, just in time for the weekend. There is a warm front associated with a low-pressure system, but this should fizzle out. But we will get some flow out of the south, giving us some warm air this weekend. Now let's take a look at the infrared satellite to see how cloudy it's going to be the next few days. And you can see on the satellite picture there are a few clouds just to the west, and this will work in our direction tonight, but they will fizzle out, like I said. And behind it, we just have clear skies, and that's going to be the main story this weekend. With those clear skies, we will see moderating temperatures as we did today. So let's take a look at those temperatures. We can see that temperatures in the area reach anywhere from 50 to 60 degrees, depending on where you were in Ohio. Hold on, let's see if we can get that map up for you. All right, here it is. Sorry, folks. We can see that temperatures are actually reaching 59 degrees in Columbus. That's the warm spot. Here in Ashland, we're sitting at 55. But tomorrow, we will rebound even more. Let's take a look at that all-important 3-day forecast. We can see that temperatures will moderate greatly and we'll see summer conditions. It's going to be a beautiful weekend, so get out and enjoy it. And enjoy that summer, and see you next year. Here's Brendan with sports.
Thanks, Lee. I'm Brendan Bittner, and let's get to all the action in AU sports. The Ashland baseball team solidified its standing at the top of the GLIAC with a 3-game sweep over second-place Grand Valley in Allendale, Michigan. The Eagles won the games by a combined score of 27-13. The Eagles now lead the GLIAC by 4.5 games and hold the top spot in the baseball regional rankings. Should they hold that spot, then they will be the hosts of the regional tournament in mid-May. That would likely be held in Akron or Chillicothe. The Eagles are playing right now at Dundas Field in a doubleheader against Saginaw Valley. The AU softball team continued its quest to try and host the NCAA regional tournament by winning 3 of 4 games last weekend and adding a sweep of Findlay over yesterday. Emlyn Canarum earned the win in Game 1 with 7 shutout innings, allowing just 2 hits and 1 walk while striking out 11 Oilers. The Eagles got on the board in the first inning with an RBI single by Alyssa Kelly. Shannon Gray would add a home run later in the 8-0 win. The Eagles also won Game 2 by a 4-0 score. It was Logan Hersey who notched the shutout in this one, tossing 7 innings, surrendering 6 hits and 1 walk with 8 strikeouts. The Eagles head to Lake Superior State on Saturday before traveling to Northwood on Sunday. The Ashland outdoor track teams put up a solid performance at the All-Ohio Championships, beating out every other Division II opponent at the meet. The men's team finished in 3rd place overall and actually beat 2 Division I MAC schools, Kent State and Miami, Ohio. In the overall standings, the women's team finished 7th out of 12 teams. Carlin Isles won the GLIAC's Track Athlete of the Week award for his performance. The freshman won the 100 and 200 meter dashes and was a member of the 4x400 relay that finished first. Isles is an automatic qualifier in nationals for the 100 and 200 meter dashes. The Eagles are at the Stan Lyons Invitational this Saturday in Indianapolis. That's all I have for you in AU sports this week. Be sure to check out Game Time Situation tonight at 6:30 for complete coverage of the Eagles and a recap of this year in AU sports. Up next is Rachel King with Health. Stay tuned.
Congratulations on the promotion.
I hope you're saving the extra money.
You gotta put it in stocks.
If you want to get ahead.
No, buns.
And CDs.
Stick it under the mattress.
Getting plenty of advice, but not enough facts? Visit saveandinvest.org. No confusing advice, no sales pitch. Just unbiased information and tools to help you manage your money with confidence. Saveandinvest.org.
Is she thirsty or diabetic? Is he tired or arthritic? Subtle behavioral changes can be early signs of disease in pets. These changes are often less obvious in cats, which can be better than dogs at hiding illness. But a wellness exam from your veterinarian twice a year can help detect, treat, or prevent many health problems before they become serious. So call your veterinarian and schedule your pet's wellness exam today.
1,200 American youth run away from their homes every day. The National Runaway Switchboard is here to help. 1-800-RUNAWAY. If you are a runaway, thinking about running away from home, or a parent or guardian concerned about issues facing your child, call us 24 hours a day. 1-800-RUNAWAY. In times of crisis, hope is just a phone call away. 1-800-RUNAWAY.
Billions of dollars have been spent on cancer research. Now doctors have a way to help prevent cancer and improve survival. It also protects against heart disease and diabetes without a prescription. Fruits, vegetables, beans, grains, and other high-fiber vegetarian foods can help reduce the risk of certain cancers and may improve survival. For a free booklet, call 866-906-WELL.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Rachel King, and I'm here with this week's TV2 Health Report. All of us love Facebook, but how much is too much? Although Facebook is a great networking tool, people have become so obsessed with Facebook that it has become a compulsive behavior that therapists are concerned about. Although there are several factors of Facebook addiction, there are a few ways that you can tell if you're addicted. If you lose sleep, become obsessed with old loves, or spend more than an hour a day on Facebook, it may be a problem. Also, if you're ignoring your work for Facebook or can't stand to leave it, you may want to consider your habits. Now, we all know that calling 911 is a serious issue, but do we know when to call? Whether or not to call 911 is up to the individual, and a physician is not always available to consult. A few guidelines are to look for bleeding, broken bones, chest pain, and shortness of breath. 911 calls should not be taken lightly, but should be used when there is a time-sensitive issue. New research shows that ways that gum can be beneficial to the mind and body. The latest research shows that students performed better academically while chewing gum. Also, it has been shown in some studies that chewing gum can benefit in weight loss by curbing the appetite. However, there are some doubts. Some believe this is merely a marketing tool for gum companies. But even those who doubt it admit that chewing gum cannot hurt and is worth a try. Well, that's all with health tonight. Now let's head over to Molly Miller with the latest Hollywood gossip. Molly?
Thanks, Rachel. I'm Molly Miller, and let's take a look at this week's edition of TV2 Entertainment. Miss USA first runner-up Carrie Prejean is receiving a lot of scrutiny after her biblical answer to the question of gay marriage. In the Miss USA pageant held Sunday night, Miss California Carrie Prejean responded to the question of gay marriage by saying, "In my country, in my family, I think that I believe that a marriage should be between a man and a woman." Tuesday morning, she appeared on the Today Show to defend her crown-costing answer. Prejean said, "I knew that I was not going to win because of my answer, because I had spoken from my heart, for my beliefs, and for my God." She took a stand on the Today Show saying, "It's not about being politically correct for me. It's about being biblically correct." Summon Entertainment announces that director David Slade will bring the beloved third book in the overwhelming popular Twilight series by Stephenie Meyer's, Eclipse, to the big screen. Current director of the second Twilight movie, New Moon, is stepping down after his promised one and done. Summon Entertainment picked Slade over other prospects to direct Eclipse due to his previous directing experience with 30 Days of Night and Hard Candy. Author of the cultural phenomenon series, Stephanie Myers, said on Wednesday, "I am thrilled that David Slade will be directing Eclipse. He's a visionary filmmaker who has much to offer this franchise." Fans are still anxiously awaiting the release of The New Moon in November 2009, but fans can look forward to The Eclipse, which is due in theaters summer of 2010. Miley Cyrus is starring in a new movie coming to theaters January 8th of 2010, but not as Hannah Montana. Cyrus will be starring in a new Disney movie, The Last Song. The movie is based on the best-selling author Nicholas Sparks' book, The Last Song. It's a father-daughter drama. Exhibitor Relations Jeff Bach said this is definitely a departure from Hannah Montana, one that will allow the industry to gauge Miley's fan base and allow her to evolve as an actress. We are still waiting to hear who will be cast in the other roles. Filming is said to begin this summer. And now for this week's top 5 box office hits. Hannah Montana, the movie, is enjoying the best of both worlds in the number 5 spot. The Fast and the Furious races to the number 4 spot. Monsters vs. Alien fights its way to the number 3 spot. Thriller movie State of Play jumps straight to the number 2 spot. And this week's number 1 box office hit, 17 Again, starring Zac Efron, is keeping its head in the game. That's it for this week's Entertainment Report. I'm Molly Miller, and TV2 will be back after the break.
We have seen the faces of suffering in Sudan, in Darfur. Hundreds of thousands killed, more than 2 million people torn from their homes, exiles in their own country, forced into camps of hunger and isolation. But we have seen the strength of a mother's hands. We have seen the hope in a child's face. Catholic Relief Services is on the ground, in the camps, providing the basics of life: food, water, shelter. The need is urgent. The choice we face is simple. Watch as another chapter of tragedy is added to human history, or act now to stop the dying and keep alive the promise of a better future. Millions of Sudanese still wait for their stories to end with hope. That hope begins with you. Find out how you can help at helpcrs.org/Darfur.
There's a place where a total stranger will give their blood to save your life. There's a place where someone you never knew will save your child from drowning. A place where people will give you food and shelter after a flood. There's a place where, when you need it most, someone will reach out their hand, put it across your shoulder and say, "Everything's going to be okay." That place is called America, where we look out for each other. And it's up to us to keep it that way. When you help the American Red Cross, you help America.
Welcome back to Ashland 2-Night News.
Before you get too bogged down preparing for final exams, make sure you take time out to enjoy the weekend and the nice weather.
Ashland University's annual Spring Fest will begin tonight with the showing of the movie Role Models on the quad starting at 9:30 promptly.
And for tomorrow, comedian Alex McHale will be performing at 9 p.m. in Redwood and Saturday from 2 to 6. Inflatables, games, and free giveaways for everyone will be located out on the quad.
So what's everybody's plans for summer then? Well, I'm going to Texas to spend time with my parents and hopefully get an internship down there.
Oh, that's quite splendid.
I will be working at a pet resort and going on a 3-week vacation to Disney World, Charleston, and the Smoky Mountains.
Well, I'm going to be causing shenanigans all summer long.
And I'll probably be partaking in those shenanigans and adding a little tomfoolery to it with Laura since we live not that far apart.
What boy?
That's all we have for you tonight on Ashland 2-Night News. So glad you hung around all year.
We would just like to thank you and our TV2 crew for helping out this year. If you're interested in applying for a TV2 position next year, make sure you email us at tv2@ashland.edu.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight. You've all been wonderful.
Good
See you
night,
next
everyone.
year.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.